This animal first aid kit is one of those things that you never want to have to use, but you'll be thankful you have it if you do ever need to use it. This first aid kit comes with this little message on the back that says, we don't want you to use this first aid kit. And hallelujah, it means they love animals as much as we do. The kit itself, the little package, has this really nice rubberized handle that's comfortable to carry. I wish I had more luggage that had this kind of a handle. So nice. And then this is a very soft, it's a hard case, but the material itself is soft. I don't know what this is. It's almost rubbery. And the zipper works like butter. Even the little pulls on it are this soft. Again, I don't know what this material is, but it's very nice. And then inside of here is this wonderfully organized kit. Let's look at each thing. We start with a basic first aid kit. It has some instructions in there, some things to do, and of course, these adorable dogs. We're gonna start with this pocket. Everything comes neatly wrapped, packaged together, sterile even. And inside this little bag, we have these scissors. This is like a cord cutting scissors for a baby. We cut our cords at home. Some tweezers, and I don't even know what that is. Essentially, these are all things that you could gather up on your own and compile into something, but to have it all together, neatly organized in this great carrying case, I feel like it's really of great value. I feel like that's really convenient, way more convenient than purchasing these things separately. And then these are only for the pets, so you don't have to worry about getting it mixed up with human stuff. Comes with a septic stick, and you may not think this would be something you need, but I have needed this. My dogs don't get along, and they've been in fights. And unfortunately, one time my senior dog, her ear was just bleeding, and she did like that, and blood went everywhere. And I would have loved to have been able to use this until we could get to the vet in the morning. I'm not sure how much it would have helped that particular thing, but it would have been nice to have. And also, I've clipped a little too close to the quick and gotten, the tiniest bit of blood. And so this stops any of that kind of thing when you're trimming nails. I hate trimming animal nails. It was the worst part of having a guinea pig. Was the only bad thing about having the guinea pigs is that I had to trim their nails. I hated it. I actually was in a buy nothing group, and I had a person come over and help me trim their nails. She did the work. I just sat there and talked to her. And this is a little emergency blanket. And in this one is a whole bunch of different kind of pads and Band-Aids and antiseptic. Let me show you exactly what's in here. Several insect sting towelettes, several iodine towelettes, and then a whole bunch of antiseptic with alcohol wipes. We've got 2 small pieces of gauze and several various sizes of pads. We've got some larger ones and several smaller ones. We have these little cotton swabs. You can put them all right back inside this bag to keep them neat and organized. And that is what I advise. A medicine syringe. I'm gonna keep it wrapped, and just for safety and sanitary reasons, keep that wrapped until, or if we ever need it. A little vial of saline, handy, very handy to have, because I would have liked to have rinsed her ears off with some saline that day. And then we've got 2 tongue depressors, and these things give me the heebie-jeebies when I touch them. When you take everything out, you can see this is a really nice, thick pocket, deep, holds a lot of stuff. And we can put everything back in there neatly. Now let's check out what's down here at the bottom. I love that so much of it is packaged in the bags because to me that helps it to stay way neater. But if the bags annoy you, toss them. This is one of those lead leashes that the vets use. Good to have on hand in case you have to take their collars off. Or if you find a stray dog, you have this extra one. We have many of these. 2 rolls of gauze, a bigger size and a smaller size. An instant ice pack. You smoosh it up and it starts. A large and a small bandage roll, some tape, and some exam gloves. These you should keep in the package just to keep them sterile. And you can see that this is 2-sided. Plenty of stuff goes in there. The back of this is super soft, but it would take a lot to damage this because it's very thick. Now let's put everything back inside. And it zips right back up with plenty of room to add stuff if you feel like there's a few more things you need in there, or to reorganize it however you want. I've had this for over 6 months and I've never had to use it. So I'm very thankful for that, but I also feel great knowing I have it. This would actually make a really nice gift for an animal lover in your life. It seems kind of weird at first thought, but giving somebody who has an animal in their family something to protect them and keep them healthy is actually a loving gift. You could keep this in your car. You could have one on each floor of your house. You could keep it where you can easily access it under the sink. So many ways to use this to your advantage. If you were going to keep it in the car, I'd probably keep a separate one in the house, because what if the car is gone and you have an emergency at the house? This isn't meant to take the place of a vet, but just like having a first aid kit for your family. It's great to have one for your dog. And yes, every bit of this you could assemble on your own, as I mentioned, but I feel like this is so much easier to just grab this and have everything you need without giving it a second thought. What makes this slightly different from a human kit for sure is that Siftic pin. You don't really get that in a human kit. And then just a few other little things like the leash, the saline. I don't usually see the saline in the human kits. I don't even have a human first aid kit, if that tells you anything. I'll have this linked for you below. While you're here, tell me about your pets. I have 2 dogs and 2 cats and a hermit crab. I love all animals, so if somebody wants to give me more, I take them. So let me know below what animals you have, and I'll see you real soon.